Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of My Community. I'm here with my adorable, lovable, and always cherishable Michael Terry. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm so good, dude. I'm so happy to have you here.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure seeing you, bud. But before we get into today's lovely topic of faith, Mike, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
So my name obviously is Michael Cherry. I'm 33 years old. I am taken, live in Keansburg, New Jersey with my wonderful girlfriend, Elizabeth Monaco. Been playing music poorly for about 20 years now. Currently playing a band called Honey Trap. That's pretty much all there is to know, folks.
All right. That's all she wrote on that one. But I figured today it was very fitting. Obviously, the audience may not be able to see me John Cena style, but I'm actually wearing a Buddy Christ shirt, and a lot of our relationship, not a major amount, but a crux of it revolves around our boy Kevin Smith. Shout out to Kevin Smith, and I feel Buddy Christ resonates with us on a level because me and you don't have the traditional faith background, I would say. But after discussing many different topics for you, Michael, I figured it was fitting to get into a faith podcast for you, because I want people to have a more unorthodox approach to this stuff, and I want you to give your 2 cents on the subject. So, Michael, without further ado, what is your opinions on faith and religion and all that fun stuff?
So as far as faith, I was raised to be a Catholic, Christian Catholic. I went to Holy Family Grammar School, starting, that was about 2nd through 5th grade. I lost my faith at a relatively young age. I've always respected the people that managed to keep it. I just personally, as far as religion, went a different way.
Why would you say that was because of? Was there something that directed you in that certain area, or was it because it just wasn't your cup of tea?
I guess life kind of beat me up as a kid while in Catholic school.
You know what? That's fitting. That's fitting.
Yeah, as of now, so there was a good period, probably going through high school, that I was more so atheist. And the older I've gotten, I've become more, I would say, agnostic. That I believe that there's something. I can't tell you if it's wearing a tiara or a white robe or Jedi robes or whatever the case may be. I don't know what there is, but I believe that there has to be something to this weirdness that is life.
Right. No, it just makes sense that throughout all this madness, whether it's the big man in the sky or it's SpongeBob and Patrick looking down on us, it's, there's got to be something, right? It just seems too simplistic to be it is what it is moment.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I firmly believe, and I've talked about it before, where my faith is obviously all contorted, and I do have a relationship with Jesus, but again, I have a relationship with Jesus the same way I have a relationship with SpongeBob, and the same way I have the relationship with Superman, the same way I have a relationship with this man standing across from me at this table. I believe these people are here to support us, just like I'm here to support them. And I think that's a bigger picture of my faith. But if you had to describe your ideal version of faith, Michael, what would it be?
Let's see. Very good question. My version of faith. Might have to give me a second here.
Yeah, no. Take your time. Take your time.
My version of faith is just anything that you believe that helps keep you going with the ups and downs of life, whatever it may be. Like you said, whether it's SpongeBob Patrick, whether it's the man on the moon, Superman,
Superman.
for all you Satanists out there, whatever that may be. Just anything that you believe that kind of helps get you up in the morning, throw on your underwear, possibly shower before or after. That's totally your call, and get you out the door.
Yeah, no, it's a sense of empowerment. It's a sense of believing in something that isn't just yourself, right? It's a sense of togetherness, and ideally, it's something that you hold true to yourself. Like I feel like a lot of the problems with traditional religion is it could get a little culty, as we both know, and it with that cult following, it could get a little dangerous.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely 100%. I think that's also possibly a reason why I've kind of strayed a little bit from the faith. So maybe it's not necessarily just the faith itself, but more so the religion. People. Yes, exactly.
Yes, the textbook religion, going to church. We're gonna donate to the what's it called? The little basket that goes God knows where, because I don't think the people that put the money in there even know where it goes.
Like you said, as God knows where.
God definitely knows.
Well, so we'll see if they're going to heaven. Who knows? Not you or me, but the man on the moon and Patrick.
Exactly. But I feel that with that notion, it ties into the fact that traditional faith, traditional religion, it just doesn't seem our fit as it was. Like I always have this conversation with one of my dad's friends where like I do feel like I talk to like Jesus sometimes. Again, same way I talk to SpongeBob and the Funky Bunch, but I do like Jesus. Again, I wouldn't be wearing a Buddy Christ shirt if I didn't. And I feel like the way I talk to him is like, if I'm like having a hard time, I'd just be like thinking to myself, I'd be like, man, Jesus, bro, help me out. Like
what would you do, dude?
Yeah, like I'm really struggling right now, and I could use some backup here, you know. I don't do necessarily the like, all right, I'm gonna go to church and I'm gonna pray to the statue and stuff like that. And again, it's not that I look down on people that do. I feel like that's a common misconception. If I come off condescending when I talk about this stuff, I don't mean to, because I firmly believe when it comes to this kind of stuff, as long as you're not hurting anyone or not necessarily like forcing your beliefs on anyone, then it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a saying that I go by, and it applies to this 100%. It's called "Don't be a dick." Believe what you want, do what you want, don't be a dick.
Yeah, no, it kind of is as simplistic as that, though, right? Where it, like, as long as you're not like being rude to people about it or using it as a weapon or something like that, then by all means, you do you. But a lot of the time, it just seems like people kind of go into this shit where it's like, you believe
you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, your mom's going to hell.
Yeah, it's very agenda based, in my opinion, and there's that belief that I feel like. I think I misquoted George Carlin once before on faith, and I'm going to do it again, where he talks about when human beings touch something or something like that, they absolutely ruin it because they put their own ideologies and spin on it that makes it just kind of not work. Obviously, that wasn't what George Carlin said at all. I don't even know why I referenced them.
Right, let's take a beautiful concept and fuck it up the best we can.
Thank you. That's not more like George Carlin. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. But yeah, no, I think about these topics often, because even when we were talking about that deeper seated topic where it's like, let's think about heaven for a second, right? Mm-hmm. And we had that conversation where it was like, okay, so we've had a lot of fun moments hanging out and stuff like that. If heaven is this notion where we have fun every single day and it's just pleasure town, and I'm chilling with my homies, and my homies may not just include my human homies. They may include the cartoon characters of lore and all those things. And like, wouldn't we get sick of it after a while? Because part of the beauty in this world is when we have those beautiful moments in life, it just makes us appreciate them that much more. So if we're getting them on a daily, I feel like they would be a little tainted. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Like we were saying before about the juxtaposition of it, if you have the same thing that's almost at a flat rate, it's a flat line, if you will, because you don't have the ups and downs. You have to have the downs in order to have the ups.
Right.
Otherwise, it's all a plateau, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, it is. Exactly. You're just kind of baseline always. And obviously, I guess that's a sign of perfect contentment, and maybe that's what heaven is. I don't know. Obviously, if heaven is where we end up, or I don't know, maybe some of you motherfuckers are going to hell. I don't fucking know. I don't make the rules, guys.
I'll see you there, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, Michael. No.
I'm sorry, wrong topic.
No. But I firmly believe that it's just an interesting thought that we strive to go to this perfect place when in reality, I think imperfection is sometimes better off. We want to be in utopia, but the work in progress, the struggle, I don't know, man. I as someone who's struggled creatively, and I know you've been on the creative quest for a long time in your life, struggled financially and stuff like that. Yeah, it sucks. It does. But it also makes me like remember that I'm human.
Right.
And I think if we get to that place, and maybe this is again the next part of the life cycle. I don't know. Maybe we're just not human anymore. Maybe we're some sort of next tier being. I don't know.
That's an interesting thought. So possibly like Sandy, you're saying, kind of Sandy the squirrel. I mean, or am I completely off?
Yeah, no. Sandy.
Microalgae. I don't know why it all has to be oceanic.
all the SpongeBob Bikini Bottom crew.
All come from someone that's seen SpongeBob maybe 3 times in his life.
I love that you knew Sandy, though. Yeah. That's important. That's a great thing.
They were a great 3 episodes.
SpongeBob hits. But yeah, no, dude. I firmly believe that when it comes to this stuff, it's a lot of unknown and a lot of faith. And I know this is part of what faith is, and correct me if I'm wrong. Faith is believing in something that you really don't. I don't know the textbook definition, so I'm going on the JG definition right now. Faith is believing in something you don't know is true, but believing it in any way because you believe it to be so.
Yes,
right?
I believe that's correct. It's not something that you can see or touch,
right?
Because you don't have what would be the right word? The proof, I guess, would be it. Because if there was proof, then it wouldn't be faith. It would be observational, observing something, as opposed to believing in something that gives you faith. Help me out here.
No, yes, but where I was going with that is because we take that leap. I feel like with certain people there's that Sith absolute attitude towards it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of bullying and anger towards people that don't believe in what like if you don't believe in what I believe in, you're wrong and stuff like that.
I believe that led to the Crusades, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And I don't know. As someone that always a proprietor of choice and going on your own path and finding your own journey. I feel like that's not how it's supposed to be, man. I firmly believe when it comes to faith, everyone should have their own quest, and whether that ends up with you believing in either nothing or believing in Jesus, or again Eeyore, for all I know, it doesn't matter, in my opinion. I think at the end of the day, the belief is your own. Your views are your own, and that's what I don't understand. That like people kind of, you brought it up actually. People kind of tell you it's like, yeah, you're going to hell because you don't believe this or you don't believe that, and it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't.
Who the hell are you to say?
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't know you died, went to heaven, spoke to the Funky Bunch, and then we're like, oh yeah, fucking John Garrison, Mike Cherry, they're going to hell. Hey, fucking assholes.
we got our seats reserved.
Exactly. Like I don't know where people get off when it comes to this shit. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting to think about, because I feel like at this point in our life, our generation especially isn't as traditional when it comes to religion and faith.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like they definitely don't. I mean, some do, and that's totally fine. But we've kind of gone by the beat of our own drum, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna do my own thing, fucking Miles Morales style.
Well played.
Yeah, and not really follow the straight path and take the road less traveled. And I respect it. I think that's a growth thing, and not because, again, any of those people that believe in that stuff was wrong. Because again, I have no fucking idea what it is. It could be Jesus really is the guy. It could be that Alanis Morissette is God. Like I don't know, man.
Right, but at least we have the morality and the logical sense of knowing that we don't know.
Exactly.
Whereas as far as the people, this is absolutely what it is, and
yes, it's absolute, and it's defiance, and it's hey, it's Sith behavior, and if I'm not wrong, Siths are the bad guys. Just saying, bro.
It depends on your point of view. It depends how you look at the trilogy or trilogies.
Yeah, that's true.
You could say the Jedi Council were the wrong ones.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah,
because they also dealt in absolutes.
Yes, they did. They did. You know what? Again, like everything else, balance, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's why the chosen one was to bring the balance to the Force.
That's what we needed. Fucking Anakin dropping the ball, man.
So what did humanity do to the figure that was supposed to bring balance? We put a bunch of nails in his hands and feet and put him up on a cross. Humans, fucking A.
Yeah. Unless, and this is the thing that I'll leave people on, unless you believe in that round two mentality. I don't know, man. Again, we talked about this too. When it comes to the darkness in the world, I'm a firm believer that good guys always win, and I think there's going to be something in the works, and I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is, but if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, something's going to give, and I think we should all be excited and absolutely terrified for it. But on that note, Michael, before I send them off, would you like to give our audience any final thoughts?
Keep your close ones close. Don't let life get you down too much. And fuck the free world.
And then I would be so proud. Oh man, And on that note, this was another episode of My Community. And next week, we're actually going to be having Jesus and Sandy Cheeks on the podcast. So prepare.